Hey there, this is Christander the Great, here to show you a problem on exponential growth. The way I'm going to show you how to do this problem is using a table. If you'd like to see another way to do this problem using a formula, please watch the other video on exponential growth. Let us first start by reading the problem together. Kirsten invested $1,000 in an account at an annual interest rate of 3%. She made no deposits or withdrawals on the account for 5 years. The interest was compounded annually. Find the balance in the account to the nearest cent at the end of 5 years. So the words that we could look for to know that this is exponential growth is words such as interest rate, percent, and then also compounded. This means that money is being made. Therefore, there is an increase of money or a growth of money. So, another way we could do this is by setting up a table that will account for this money growing for 5 years. Here's what this table would look like. You'll notice that we have a column for the years going up to 5, a column for interest, how much money we're making each time, and then a column for the end value after each year. Here is how we compute interest. We start off by first taking our growth rate of 3% and converting this into a decimal. We know that all percents are out of 100. If we divide 3 by 100, we will get 0.03. Now, we are being asked to find 3% of this initial value that Kirsten has invested, which was $1,000. So she starts off with $1,000. To find 3% of that, we simply multiply by 0.03. Make sure there's a decimal here. Doing this multiplication, we get $30. Now, after computing this interest, we must add this interest to our initial value, which is $1,000. So we'll do that over here. So now, Kirsten has $1,030 in her bank account. So when we go to year 2, this is her new starting value. Similarly to year 1, we are again going to find 3% because that is her interest rate. So we multiply by 0.03. If we do this multiplication, we would type in 1030 parentheses 0.03 close parentheses, enter, and we get 30.9. Just like before, I'm going to add this interest to the starting value. And I would get 1,060.9. Now, for my third year, you could kind of see where this is going. I'm now going to be starting with $1,060.90. And still, I'm going to be multiplying by 0.03. And the same steps would follow. Now, I'm sure you could do that on your own, so I'm going to flip over to what year 3, 4, and 5 would look like if you did the computations. Don't get overwhelmed. If you need to, stop the video. So if you want to do these computations on your own, you could stop the video here and check your work. If not, let us now figure out how much money will she have after 5 years by taking this final computation this will tell us. So we go to our calculator, and also notice how none of these values are rounded. Nothing is rounded. We don't do any rounding until the end of the problem. So we type in and we get 1,159.274074. Now, since we are at the 5th year, this is when we will finally round our answer. When we look back at the problem, it's telling us to round it to the nearest cent. So let's see. It looks like we have 27 cents here. So we need to make the decision. Do we leave it as 27 cents, or should we round it up to 28 cents? The way we make this decision is by looking at the number directly to the right of the 7, which is a 4. This number 4 is less than 5, therefore I'm going to keep the 7 just as it is. If this number were a 5 or bigger, then I would round this 7 up to 8. So our final answer is going to be $1,159.27. Thank you and good luck.